I decided to make some last-minute additions.
Carly and Crato here in the Drama Building on November 25th to attend the free all-ages comedy show hosted by John Pelledo, as well as to talk to some comics about their stand-up comedy.
I've been working on deodorant that smells like my friend Jim. I call it Jim. Sometimes I wear my Jim deodorant and I go hang out with my blind friend Ted. That way Ted thinks he's with Jim. Sometimes I wear my Ted deodorant, that way Ted thinks he's alone.
Yes, you do.
Sure, yes. Without prejudice, though.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Yep.
And actually, did you move a little bit? You should take like 1 inch back, 1 inch back.
Yeah.
Actually, could you come over here?
Yeah, just tell me where you want me.
Could you move back a little bit, please? There you go.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah, you already took it actually after what I said.
Oh, no worries.
Because for a little bit, there's like a part of your hair was cut off.
Oh.
You were cutting off your head a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
Could you tell us a brief bio, like outside of comedy, what you do?
I'm a student. I live off the government, and I'm at home. Please donate money to me. No, I'm a student. I'm a drama student here. Comedy is just something that I do in my spare time, but I'm hoping to make a career out of it.
To be honest, I don't do much outside of comedy. My whole life kind of revolves around comedy. I actually got started because I got fired from my last job. I don't know. Not going to say why. I'll start that again. I got fired from my last job. So right after I got fired, I always wanted to try comedy. So I was on unemployment for a little bit and did have the luxury of just writing all the time. And writing's always been a big part of my life as well as music. So I fused the two together, decided to make a song about Windsor, kind of blew up, got like 100,000 views and everything.
So yo, I'm from Windsor, dude. We don't have polar bears, we don't have igloos. Just chilling in the bottom of Ontario. When we're bored, we play worst case scenario. The worst case is being born in Harrow.
Brief bio. All right, well, I'm 27 years old. I have 2 children. I've made some horrible decisions in life, comedy not being one of them.
I'm the last person who should be around children.
And yeah, I like my kids.
What do you do?
I do stand-up comedy. I write some screenplays, tell jokes in front of large audiences, make people laugh, spread joy and happiness all throughout the lower southern Ontario.
No, I mean like outside of comedy.
Oh, what do I do? I've got a job. I work. I graduated from St. Clair College. Got a family and stuff like that, the normal stuff.
Well, I currently am a student at the University of Windsor for communications. I'm also a lifeguard for the city of Windsor. Besides comedy, I like to hang out with friends and take long walks on the beach. Long walks on the beach.
How long have you been doing comedy?
Well, I'm 21 right now, and I started when I was 15.
Try to remember to put the answer or the questions in the answer.
Oh, okay.
You
When
know,
did I start
like,
to?
I started doing comedy when I was.
Okay. I'll do it again. I started doing comedy when I was about 15, so about 6 years now. 3 professionally, because that's when they would let me go into bars and sneak and be promiscuous.
Well, I started doing comedy. I tried it for a TV show a couple of years ago, and then I sort of lost it, and then I got back into it a few months ago. So I guess basically, a few years.
What kind of style of comedy do you have? What do you cover?
I talk about absolutely anything. I'll cover absolutely any topic. Nothing is too risque for me. I like to go above and beyond. I basically start my jokes like what I like to call Daniel Tosh style. I start with the whole room laughing, and I take it all the way down until about there's 3 people left. She's like, no, you can't have an abortion. You know, when someone has an abortion, it's like them killing their 10-year-old kid. I think parents should be able to kill their children at any age. That way when little Timmy goes to clean his room and he doesn't, little Timmy's gonna clean his room. Because Timmy don't want to die. So I like to exaggerate and get very specific about things I'm talking about.
Well, it's kind of tough being the only female comedian really sort of in this stage, so I try to talk about things that relate to women and more women power and less about men and how they're dogs. I talk about issues that relate to everyone. And maybe a little bit of sex.
I think I cover anything. My style of comedy is definitely musical comedy, but a lot of times what I like to do with my jokes is I like to test people's, I guess, minds. I like to write things that if I present it in a different way, not in a comedy scene, people would take as very offensive, and they still do in the comedy scene, but it's just a snap reaction that you're forced to laugh at some of these things, like euthanizing somebody. When you say it at the right time in a comedy set, you get a laugh, and then people after that, they feel bad for laughing. So a lot of times my writing style revolves around me trying to make people feel bad for laughing at something I said.
Your style just comes from a part of you, and it's a part of you that you exaggerate upon the stage. But for me, I just think, you know, I got to break the ice. I got to talk about the disability because everybody's looking at that. And then I just kind of go from there, whatever I find interesting. If I think it's boring, I won't talk about it. And I don't want to bore the audience either. Like, it's nice if you can enlighten people and make them see a different point of view, which is what I think I bring to the table. It's my job, just to make them happy. I don't know, it's weird. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Sorry. So, no, it's just one of my friends. Okay, never mind. Okay, we'll keep going. Sorry, you can edit that out.
What do you guys think about plastic surgery? I'm not asking if you've had plastic, just what do you think? You know, I think it's fake. You know, I don't think plastic surgery is cool or anything like that. You know what I mean? Because like a girl can have plastic surgery, you know what I mean? She can marry a nice guy, and it's all a lie. Plastic surgery is not genetic, you know, and this guy is going to be expecting a pretty baby. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to have kids, and they're going to figure out eventually, you know, someone's lying. Either that or the mailman had a weird hand involved. I don't know. That's where you lived, I guess. No, just me again? That's cool. You know, I could be here all night, you know, you guys, that's fine. Give it up for Carolyn. She's awkwardly crossing in front right there. No, don't talk, just cross. I'm such a dick. No, don't talk. No, don't talk. This is like really weird echo. I feel like this is a karaoke machine. You know, I feel like we got the Value Village of comedy right here.
How did this show come about?
What show?
Like this?
Oh, me and Jarrett were shooting this. Yeah, me and Jarrett were just talking one day. Randomly decided, oh, I go to the university. He used to go there. We know some people that are performers that go here. Why don't we just do a show? My motivation for doing the show is just to promote the other comedians we have in the city, because like I said, we have a lot of talent here, but nobody knows about it. And I think that university students especially are more open to something new. We're just kind of testing out how our material would flow and how it works with different audiences.
I think the show was good. I definitely had some fun. I'm sure everyone else had a good time.
I had lots of fun. I tried to do some clean stuff because I've been trying to work clean, but it didn't work, so I just went straight to my...
I would love to perform another show at the university. I didn't get to perform in tonight's performance, but I would love to in the future.
I felt good about it. I had fun doing it. I was able to take charge of a small room of people, so it's always, believe it or not, it's harder to take charge of smaller amounts of people because laughter is contagious.
Sometimes you don't get a big crowd. Even that crowd, even though it was very small, I've actually played to smaller crowds. My smallest crowd I played to was 2 to 3 people. And ironically, that got me my spot in the paper.
There should be more shows at the university. They just need to have better advertisement and maybe better timing. You know, it's exam time, so I don't think a lot of people wanted to show up tonight.
It's something that you can't take personally. You just have to you strive to do better for next time, and pull your resources together. Together. I sound like Quebec. Together more.
What do you think about what do you think about what are your thoughts about the comic scene in Windsor, not Windsor, at the university?
I've been here once or twice. I've done about maybe 2 or 3 shows here with a couple different organizations.
I only know of me and a few other guys that really do it.
There's really not much going on. Everybody's too busy in school.
I think with better planning and more advertising for it, there could be a comedy scene at the university.
There's open mics and stuff like that, but there's no real place to do it, and that goes back to the city.
Windsor's the only town in all of Ontario that had a Yuck Yucks that had to close because not enough people were coming to support comedy.
What is the comedy scene in Windsor like?
Non-existing, but...
Could you use the question and the answer, please?
What is? No, that's Jeopardy. Comedy scene in Windsor is pretty much non-existing. We have one actual club here that we can actually do comedy in.
What Windsor likes is they like their big stuff. They like an annual thing. Oh, Corn Fest. Let's go to that. Oh yeah, there's a thing going on at the casino. Let's do that. Balloon Fest. All that jazz. There's a lot of talent in this city, but nobody gives a damn about it, and it's actually really sad. Like, oh yeah, let's stay home and watch that. You know, they get quality entertainment, go somewhere for cheap drinks.
So now what I do when I'm really bored is I come down here to the CAW Center and I put up missing signs with my face on it, and I go hang out in the basement pub for like 3 hours and just wait. People come up to me like, what's going on? I'm just like, shh. Makes sense if you don't think about it.
People are creatures of habit, so whenever something new is being introduced to them, they always are a bit hesitant. Even when I do open mics sometimes, like, they just don't care, you know? It's like, oh yeah, we got a bunch of musicians, and then you can do your comedy thing. You can do your comedy thing. It's like, oh yeah, like, have you ever done, like, they don't know what the heck they're talking about. And I find the times that people just talk out of their rear end.
Me and a few comics here hope to change that. We're trying to get our own venues started here at the university. We got a show December 8th at Villains.
Well, the comedy scene in Windsor is just premature, I think, at this stage. In the game, I think that we can bring it to Windsor. We've got a great, what's the word I'm looking for, art scene, music, dance. We need something else. We need a comedy scene here. So I think it's very possible, and I think it's getting there. Sorry.
I think the scene's here for the couple amateurs that are around. Just a matter of tapping into it.
The few that actually do it don't get the respect because nobody knows about us. We're virtually unknowns, and we're virtually, aside from Jared, of course, he's like,
I'll just cut out the little...
I don't always filter, I'm sorry. I think that the scene in Windsor just needs people to kind of strong-arm it and not necessarily force it down people's throat, but just to kind of introduce it to people, present them something different so that maybe they'd be able to appreciate it more. You give out quality entertainment, you get quality feedback. What you get, what you put in is what you receive.
Dollar dude, I'm poor. Can't afford food, I'm poor. Bottoms of my shoes are glued cause no one wants to buy. Pictures of me nude, I'm poor. All my clothes are sewn, I'm poor. I'll be denied a loan, I'm poor. I still live at home and I use toilet water as cologne.
How do you think of jokes?
How do I think of jokes? Well, I like to people watch, let me tell you. I get a lot of jokes from just watching the people around me and living my life, and it's a little bit comedic, I should say. So that's where I get my inspiration from.
What's your writing process like?
My writing process is basically I just sit at home and write quick jokes, and then if I think they're funny, I try them out in the mirror, and if they, if I make myself laugh, then I continue on. Otherwise, I just sort of wing it mostly. I like to do a lot of improv. Good.
I do shows maybe once a week, 2 or 3 shows a week, give or take. Depends on how busy the week is. I'll be at Leo's on Ottawa, the Comedy Corner, 2nd floor, Tops. We do shows at Casas, like open mics, left, right, and center. Anywhere people are willing to listen to some jokes and have some laughs, you'll find me there.
Where can people go to see comedians
Oh,
or stand-up comedy?
in the city, where people can go to see comedy in Windsor. Well, you have Leo's Comedy Corner, and also you got Villains. I know Jay Parker, Heather Zaleski, not Zelinsky, or however the hell you say her name, and Rob Kemeny are doing a show at Villains. Another place that I love going to, it's where I go every single week, it's called Casas Nightclub, restaurant and nightclub. Every Thursday they do like an open mic for comedians.
Is there any online source or any website that they can go to find out all about different shows going on?
Want to come and see us? I don't know what that was. That was really bizarre. You just want to come and see us? This feels like Blair Witch Project. I don't know why. It's like just black and white. I almost swore there, but I stopped myself. You can check out windsorite.com. They got some stuff on there. Jared's page has his listings. My YouTube page has my listing. Just check the websites, like Google Leo's Comedy Corner, Google Casas Nightclub. There's always promotions there, and they'll give you all the times and the listings. So yeah, just take a look. I said nothing there. I just rambled. For anybody who thinks that it's just something that you can do when you're drunk and at a cabin somewhere or in front of your friends, they have no clue. It's a lot harder than we make it look.
Do you have any advice for people who want to do stand-up?
Well, my advice is if you're funny and you can write a joke and you're good on stage, then you should try it out. And don't be discouraged when you don't get the laughs or if you think you did a bad joke, because really, you got to learn somewhere.
You just gotta have no fear, right? Just do it, try it. You know what I mean? Write some jokes, write everything down. If you think it's funny, make a note of it. Tell it to someone else. Tell stories.
anything else that you work at, you go, you punch a clock and then you punch out and you got to go home and do everything. When you're doing comedy, it's always on your mind from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. I keep notebooks all over, write stuff down, think of ideas all the time. So it can be stressful in that regard that you're always thinking of things, but if you're really serious about it, you got to go try it and you got to dedicate your life to it.
It's like my meditation. It helps me heal, it helps me get through some things that I think a lot of art forms do as well, but there's nothing like getting laughs or making an ass out of yourself. It's kind of having them relate to you.
I know you. We went to high school together, didn't we? No, not you. Not you. You think you're cool. Yeah, the guy that you're pointing to now. Don't wink at me. This isn't Match.com meetup right here, okay? It could be. Yeah, it could be, but it's not.
It's one of the most purest art forms that you'll ever see. Because either if you're funny, you're funny. If you're not, you're not. And the audience gets to decide. And you get to decide ultimately, because you're the one that decides if you want to go up on that stage and do musical comedy, prop comedy, or improvisation, or whatever it is. It's universal. Everybody likes to laugh. Anybody can do anything. When you're up there, there's no holds barred for the most part.
Oh yeah, you're a lifeguard, aren't you? Yeah, of course you are. Any excuse not to wear clothes, right, Heather? That's okay, we're friends. That's okay for the rest of you who look confused. I'm not assaulting her, I know her. I'm not questioning her morals. I know where her morals are, they're down there. Anyone having fun tonight? Anyone, is this a hostage situation? I don't even understand. Like, this went from a comedy show to a hostage situation like that. Like, I don't understand. I feel like we're in the third world right here. Like, is that offensive? Too bad.
I'll be the night alone, I'm poor. Still live at home and I use toilet water. I have cologne, I put my focus on kids each and every day. Like an annoying school teacher who prefers the word may.
In the Jackman Building for Eye on Campus, I'm Caroline Crato.